YouTube, truckers and trucker ladies worldwide. Yes, it is your boy, your man, your royals, the often imitated, never duplicated, the one and only Enrique Prince, also known as Prince the Trucker. Welcome back to the channel. Hey, as always, first and foremost, I want to thank all the new supporters, subscribers here on Prince the Trucker on YouTube. Everybody that drops that like button. Matter of fact, pause the video right now if you haven't. Smack that like button to help support. And everybody that drops their comments, questions, words of encouragement, and experiences. You guys just don't know how therapeutic and how much I enjoy reading what each and every one of you have to say. In this video, I'm pretty much just going to be discussing how I feel the trucking industry is right now with the accident that occurred in Florida about a week ago, among some other things. So let's sit back, let's talk about it. Another real conversation here for you guys. Prince the Trucker. You know how we get down. You dig? All right, YouTube, truckers and trucker ladies all over. Once again, welcome back to the channel, Prince the Trucker on YouTube. I definitely am grateful and appreciative of your viewership at this very moment. Today is Monday, August 25th, year 2025, and it is approximately 7:45 here in Vega, Texas. It has been about a week and a half, YouTube, since I have dropped a video. But as y'all know, Prince the Trucker is out here on his grind every single day. I've been over the road for about 2 months, and I'm anticipating doing about another month before I actually go home on dedicated home time. So if you've been driving for a while, then you kind of know where I'm coming from. Once you get into a certain space and you're locked in, you just become all about the real time, the present time, the time you're in. You know what I mean? You kind of get into this groove and this flow, and you get locked in. So that's where I'm at. A lot of the times when I do have things that I can talk about or discuss, I'm just really not interested in turning on the camera and having conversation. You know what I mean? It's really more about relaxing, getting my mental back right, and taking the time necessary to be in a good space. So forgive me for that, but at the same time, I also want to say, with that being said, your guys' support here on the channel is amazing, right? Given the fact that I don't drop content every day, you guys and gals are still top notch when it comes to supporting the channel. The subscribers have been going up, and all the words of encouragement, the stories y'all tell down in my comment box below, it's really motivating. I like to hear from other drivers, whether they are just starting out, trying to get back into the game, whatever the situation is. I love it. You know, I'm all about the trucking industry. So I just want to say that I salute each and every one of you, and it doesn't go unnoticed. I'm truly thankful for it. You dig what I'm saying? Alright, so what I wanted to just share my thoughts on with you guys and gals today in this video is not being discouraged by the current state of the industry, right? Again, I see a lot of people that are still getting their CDLs every single day. They're going to school. People are sharing with me that they plan on getting their CDLs. They're going to go to school this winter. And you know, there's a lot of individuals that want to become truck drivers as we go into the year 2026. And I just want you all to be fully aware of the current status of the industry and what you're getting yourself into, so that way you can be better equipped to deal with the circumstances. What are the circumstances, Prince the Trucker? Again, if you've been studying the game of trucking, been watching videos, been listening to the news, you already know. There's questions about, is trucking worth it anymore? Do you get paid enough? Is it worth being away from your family for a month or 2 months or however long you want to be on the road? Is it a good work-life balance? All these questions. When you look at the current state of trucking, especially within the last 3 to 5 years, then we all know for a fact that it has been infiltrated with a spirit of greed and corruption, right? Just like anything else. We could use Hollywood, for example. There's a lot of celebrities, right, that look like they're rich, but get used by these mega corporations, and you would think, man, they got probably 10 Lamborghinis in their garage because of the work that I've seen them do and the music they've put out and the movies they've put out. And then you see the stories of them not being able to afford a sandwich. And in your mind, you're thinking, how? Well, that's because of corporate greed and corruption. You know, the CEOs, the lawmakers, the people that are in place are finding ways to use what they know is making money. And instead of distributing it evenly amongst, the people that are making it happen, they are finding ways to fill up their reserve more and more each day. And there's only so much that we can take when it comes to that, right? It's gotten to the point where this gentleman that was in Florida, you guys, I'm pretty sure, heard about it on the news, illegal immigrant, came from India, made an illegal U-turn on a Florida turnpike and caused 3 fatalities, unfortunately, right? My condolences to those families and even the driver, because you don't wish bad on anybody else. Some people are just trying to get out of their circumstance. I'm not here to judge anybody on where they come from, what they're trying to do. What I'm trying to uphold and be prideful of is the trucking culture, right? If you're gonna do it, if you're gonna come to this land and join the rat race, if you will, of the opportunity, all I ask is that you know what you're doing. All I ask is you're not fueled by greed and corruption, right? Because Prince the Trucker did everything the right way. I've served my country. I was in the United States Air Force for 3 years. Yeah, I didn't retire, 20 years and all that, but I still served my country nonetheless. I took the oath. I was military police, guarding our PO1 resources out of Cheyenne, Wyoming, which is our nuclear warheads, for those that don't know. Was highly decorated at my job. I worked in the natural gas and energy sector of our country, the oil fields of Oklahoma. I worked on the solar farms, the wind turbines, Vestas 300 footers, low voltage tech. I have stock in America, right? All blue collar jobs. So I take pride in what I do, no matter what it is. And that's what I'm getting at, right? There have been other jobs that I've worked, like the military, like the oil field, where conditions weren't the best. We weren't treated the best at all times. But there was a certain pride that came with what we did. And we didn't let those circumstances stop us from having pride in what we did. That's what I'm trying to give to you guys and gals today. Just a little bit of encouragement to say that, yes, we know the current state of the trucking industry. We know that there's a lot of foreign drivers, foreign companies, whether they be whatever, Russian, Punjabi, Jordanian, or what have you. We know that these things exist. But what's most important is if you have diesel in your blood and you enjoy trucking, and this is something that you see yourself doing and that you want to do, don't let these companies detour you from gaining your experience, because you got to go through the fire in order to understand what it is that you're capable of. See, me personally, I work for a foreign company. You all know this. And there were times in the beginning that, yes, they tried me, right? I kind of felt that spirit of, you need to do what we're asking you to do. And it was kind of a broken barrier because of the language, right? They had a certain way of saying things to where I can tell that most people would either A, end up arguing with them and be like, nah, fuck that, I ain't doing that, and it'd be a big old issue. Or B, you know, it would be a misunderstanding to where people just leave. Well, I can't deal with these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I had to talk about it today, because my experience hasn't been everyone else's experience. Again, they tried certain things, but because I am who I am, and because I take pride in my job, and because I was raised in this when it comes to the cloth of our land and doing things properly, having that military background, having a previous job in trucking, becoming a trainer, training other individuals, knowing my laws, what's right and what's wrong, I've been able to navigate my situation and benefit from it. I'm telling you, there's nothing that these individuals can do or say to me to get me to do the wrong thing. And to be honest, even though our cultures are different, I know for a fact that it's bred a certain kind of respect. That is a fact. Because they don't call me every 5 minutes like they used to. If anything, they call me asking if I can help them with certain things. And they let me run my ship. Point blank, period. So I'm coming from that place when I'm talking to you all. Is, yes, we know that greed and corruption has taken over trucking. We know that there are a lot of greedy, self-centered companies that only care about money and are willing to put you through hell and high water to get it. But I also know that how we hold ourselves as drivers, how we represent ourselves as truckers, is way stronger than anybody's motive and greed. You understand? Because I'm living it now. I'm still able to survive in this industry, and it makes me even more prideful, and it makes me even want to learn more, and it makes me realize even more that I am built for this. You know, once I get my finances where I need them to be, it's really wherever I want to go from there. Whether it's continuing trucking, whether I get out of trucking and I want to go to trade school or college, whatever the situation is. And I want to encourage you to be the same way. If you are aware of the current circumstances of the trucking industry, use that as fuel to better condition yourself mentally, spiritually, and physically. Because there is no driver shortage. I'll tell you that right now. Everybody's talking about, oh, everyone's leaving trucking and no one's trucking no more and there ain't no money to be made. That's a lie. Because everywhere I go, and I'm sure y'all see it too, driving around, even in your civilian cars, there are trucks everywhere. There's no shortage. It's only greed and corruption. You know, people hiring others from lands that are more deprived at cheaper rates. And it's really messing up the game. A depression, if you will. But like I said, you can't control them. You can only take your place in this culture, stand 10 toes down, do the right thing, be professional, have a goal in mind, have a plan, earn your respect, right? And I think that's the best thing that we can do, especially if you are just coming out of school, right? Adding value to yourself from day one and not being affected by what other people do, setting the example to the best of your ability, and getting the work done is going to speak way louder than any circumstance, because now you have a little bit of negotiating power with your license, with your CDL. That's what it is. You are a professional driver. So don't let anyone's greed or motives take away the ability that you have to create for yourself. And I really feel like that is what America is all about, right? You gotta stay down in order to get up. Know what you're doing it for. Y'all be safe out there. Let me know what you think about the current circumstances of the industry. Has the current circumstances made you exit the game, made you think twice about staying in the game, or has caused you to leave? I'm very interested to know. As for me, I'm gonna keep working it the way that I'm working it. I'm gonna work my plan and not let the plan work me. And as always, I'm definitely gonna keep y'all updated on what I got going on. With that being said, it's the often imitated, never duplicated, the one and only Prince, also known as Prince the Trucker. I appreciate you.
It's crossfinger.
Peace.